Cool. So Brian, thank you so much for coming onto the channel today. I'm so happy to have you on talking about how you published a book in high school. That's so impressive. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about who you are and your book?
Yeah, so I'm Brian Goss, a 16-year-old teen author, booktuber, and a massive fan of They Stay. So thanks for having me on here.
No, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really, really excited to talk to you about writing and publishing and how you published your book. So when did you start writing and when did you decide that you wanted to publish a book?
So it's kind of a not well thought out answer, so bear with me. But I've always been kind of writing. I've got notebooks back in like middle grade, but primary school. But I probably finally started writing like longer actual works of fiction back in 2019.
Okay.
Yep.
That's awesome. What kind of stories did you start writing? Did you write short stories or did you always know that you wanted to write this story?
I generally started out with just like short stories that were complete ripoffs of other stories. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, my first big long form story was called Gladiator Girl, and it followed a girl who like had to go volunteer like to be in a gladiator games to save her younger sister from starving. Like, definitely did that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also it's helpful, I think, when you're learning how to write. At least it was for me. Like I was able to really sit down and study, like, okay, this is the first chapter of the Hunger Games. How did they set everything up? Like I kind of went on a sentence by sentence level and like figured out how to build stories. So there's a lot that those like big stories can teach you about writing.
Yeah, for sure.
So which writing software do you like to use to write?
I primarily use Google Docs. I've used a lot of different softwares, but I found that I like it because, for one, you can use it across all your different devices. It auto saves, which is nice. And I also use, there's this cool tool that Readsy has available on their website that does like all the formatting and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, did you format your book through Readsy? I know that they have some sort of formatting. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
it's really nice. You literally just input like 2 lines and it's completely done for you.
Whoa, that's awesome. Is it just like, can you just Google like Readsy formatting software and then it'll come up? Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, and also another really big tool that was really good help, Grammarly.
Oh yeah, Grammarly is awesome. I love Grammarly and also Pro Writing Aid. I have been a huge fan of Pro Writing Aid. I mean, the only issue I have with Pro Writing Aid is that I've been having problems like uploading an entire book into Pro Writing Aid. Like I have to still do it chapter by chapter. Otherwise, I think it overwhelms the system, but it's such a great platform. And I mean, I think Grammarly is free, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They've
awesome.
got a paid version, but the free one's pretty good.
Cool. So talk to me a little bit about your book. So when did you like first get the idea? When did you start writing it? When did you decide that you wanted to publish it? Tell us all about it.
So I've been working on it for around a year now. I do have pieces of it that I took from previous stories that I've written over the years, but the majority of it, like the rough draft, started back maybe a year ago. So the basis for it is I decided I wanted to have a main character who was an apprentice locksmith. And from that idea, I started to revolve around this whole story, and it came to be. Yeah.
That's awesome. So what is your book about? You want to like give us the pitch?
Yeah. So The Boy Who Broke the World, just as a quick like elevator pitch, is a boy who was mistaken for a wizard ends up breaking the world. So it's a contemporary fantasy that has plenty of bluffs, epic car chases, and a bit of magic. And then it follows an apprentice locksmith, a quick-witted girl, and a former rally car driver.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, I can't wait to read it. So, being a teen, as you know, obviously comes with a lot of responsibilities and extracurriculars and academics and all that sorts of stuff. How did you find time to write, and how did you balance all of the demands of school and everything with your writing career? Do you have any secrets?
Uh, my secret, I'm lucky. So I ended up, so I was enrolled in my high school, but I ended up deciding it really wasn't worth it. So I got a GED and went to a community college. So just online. So I've got like 2 to 3 hours of work every day, and other than that, I've got like all free time. So it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also I took community college classes in high school too. I
Mhm.
didn't get my GED, but I took them as dual enrollment, which was really nice. So I had a lot more
Mhm.
free time, and like my schedule was a little bit more like in college while I was in high school.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Do you do like other extracurricular activities or anything?
I do a form of martial arts called Tong Sudo. Other than that, not really, no.
Well, I mean, it's good you have so much time to write and that you can fill that time doing something you love to do. So what made you want to publish The Boy Who Broke the World? Have you written other stories before that you hadn't published? Why did you want to publish this book?
Yeah, so I've written uh I've written only one other like bigger piece of work before it previously, which again was like off of Harry Potter.
Mhm.
But with The Boy Who Broke the World, I just decided when I started to read it that I wanted to have a career in the writing field.
Mhm.
I looked up to various writers. I know your channel was a great help on that. So yeah, I guess through that, I just decided I wanted to publish and get a career through writing.
Oh, that's awesome. It's great to start so early. How did you go about publishing? Like, what platforms did you use? How did you learn how to publish a book? Because I mean, there are so many different options for people who want to self-publish. It's kind of daunting.
Yeah, so I looked through quite a lot of them, like KDP, Lulu, IngramSpark. I ended up going with IngramSpark just because it has like so much, like it's pretty vast on everything that you can do with it.
Right.
They've got the paperbacks, the hardbacks. They've got like 40,000 different retailers they sell to. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's awesome. So what is it? Could you tell everybody what IngramSpark is and talk a little bit about how you publish a book through them?
So IngramSpark is a print-on-demand company, and a what do they call it? Um, like a distributor, I think. So yeah, IngramSpark is a distributor and a print-on-demand service. And so basically what happens is they've got 13 different locations all across the world. And when somebody orders your book from a various company, like let's say Amazon, then Amazon will send that order off to IngramSpark. They'll
Mhm.
print it and ship it directly to the customer. So it's really nice like that.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
IngramSpark is great. I publish through both KDP and IngramSpark, and I've found that IngramSpark's just their paperback distribution is amazing. Like they're able to get it to so
Mhm.
many different places. Yeah.
Also, the covers just feel so good.
Yeah. I actually
Yeah.
got I have to find it, but I got my first They Stay hardcover from IngramSpark today and have been fangirling over that for the past 3 hours. Like, their print quality is awesome. It's so cool. Did you use IngramSpark for both paperbacks and your ebook, or did you use a different platform for your ebook, or do you only have paperbacks?
So I used IngramSpark for everything, the ebooks and the paperback, except apparently it doesn't go to Google Play. Not many distributors do, so we have to do that one separately, but it's super easy, just like 10 minutes of work. So mainly just IngramSpark.
Gotcha. Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't used their platform for ebooks before. I mean, right now They Stay is exclusive with Amazon, but I've also used Draft to Digital for ebooks before, which has been, they have also
Mhm.
a very great platform. There are just so many different options. It's so interesting to see what other authors choose and how they go about distributing their books.
Mhm.
But so you chose IngramSpark because of the wide distribution capability. Were there any other reasons that you chose it?
That, and I know it's just like a big name out there, a trusted company, but mainly just that. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Would you recommend IngramSpark for other teen authors? Are the pros and cons, do you think?
Okay, so for the majority of authors out there, I probably wouldn't recommend it just because it is kind of technical and it takes a lot of effort to get it done right. And it has the $50 setup fee plus like 25 when you want to redo a file.
Mhm.
But I but for the people out there that really want to go wide on distribution and have your book in a lot of places that want to go the extra mile, I would definitely recommend it.
Mhm. No, their interface is the worst. It's so confusing, and like all of the different specifications you need to meet for covers and interior
Mhm.
format. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure Readsy also, like, I use Vellum to format my books, but I'm sure Readsy
Mhm.
also like makes sure that it meets the specifications. Did you have any problems when uploading your files?
I didn't have any problems uploading them, but I did have to re-upload a few times just because of little errors and stuff within the writing itself. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm a member of the Alliance of Independent Authors. So I think through the
Mhm.
membership, you get like a discount code for Ingram. Otherwise, I would have been racking up such a huge bill with re-uploads. I'd like find a typo and re-upload and find another one and
Yeah.
re-upload. Did you work with an editor or critique partner, or are you a member of a critique group? How did you edit the book before you pursue publication?
So I didn't have any like professional editor or anything, but I did have beta readers who helped a ton.
Where did you find beta readers?
Um, just pretty much throughout different platforms like Instagram and YouTube. That was really helpful. Just the different communities that I'm in.
Yeah, no, beta readers are hard to find. I think a lot of people struggle with
Mhm.
finding people, and also finding people who will actually return the work to them. There are a
Yeah.
lot of beta readers out there that will ghost.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know that you're on AuthorTube. Do you make videos like, calling out to see if people want a beta read, or do you just like make friends and network that way? Because I think a lot of people are
Yeah.
daunted by the idea of having to go beg people to read their work.
Uh, I'm very fortunate to have found some good friends through my networking, but I've never made like a video for it or anything, just through networking. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. How did you design your
Mhm.
cover? Did you design the cover by yourself?
Yeah. Uh, so I went through like 7 or 8 different instances of the cover. I finally went through that one, and I decided it was good. Yeah, I don't know.
Nice. Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's
it's a
just
really cool cover. Did you use
it's
Canva to design it or Photoshop?
GIMP.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I don't know that platform. Is it on like a free online one?
Yeah. Well, not online. It's a download, but yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you know, there are so many books being published nowadays that writing a good book really only seems to be the beginning of getting your book out there and finding readers. Do you have any suggestions for marketing that other teen authors could do? Like, what marketing strategies have worked for you in the past?
So this right here, this interview is definitely a good one.
Yeah, well,
So
other teen authors, hit me up. I'll interview you and put you
yeah,
up on the channel.
yeah. I found that people generally are nice and they generally are helpful. So if you do end up asking for just interviews, stuff like that, chances are you'll get them. Also, just standard like Google Ads. I'm running that for my YouTube. Um, and then just being on a bunch of different platforms. I know that uh, like so I know that quite a few of my sales have actually just come through people that my mom knows through Facebook, and that is a major one as well. So if you've got that, that's definitely a plus.
Oh yeah, no, mom friends on Facebook go really hard for promoting, marketing, and leaving
Yeah,
reviews.
yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, that's
So
that's
funny.
also a major one. You want like a ton of reviews. That is super nice to have. Yeah.
Yeah, reviews are really hard to get. It's very difficult to find people who will review because a lot of people will read the book and even if they like it, they won't leave a review.
hmm
So, what are the biggest challenges that you've encountered in the self-publishing process?
So the biggest challenge I've had is just timing. I chose to self-publish just because that I could like get through it faster. Because I know that a lot of like traditional publishing out there, you've got like a few years and then your book is published. So this one's definitely a lot faster. But that being said, I didn't give myself nearly as much time as I should have. Uh, my book was originally supposed to be published December 1st, and I had a month before then to prepare. That didn't happen. So then January 1st, I switched the publishing to January 1st, and just 2 days before that, I finally uploaded the finished copy. So,
Yeah, no, it's tough to get everything ready. How long did it take you to write the whole book?
um, around a year. Although I would say probably only a few months of that I was actually writing like the majority of days. But yeah.
Very cool. What does your writing process look like? Like, did you do a lot of different drafts with the editing in between, or did you just do one big draft and line edited? What did it look like?
So I had a few drafts in the beginning, just a rough draft and probably like two others. But after that, it was just the same draft, just big edits and yeah.
So, do you recommend publishing a book to other teen authors who want to?
Um, so I would say if you think that your writing is good, then go ahead. If you don't, if you think that you need more time, then just go ahead and wait. But there's that one phrase that like the best the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. So I guess it's sort of like that in that, of course, if you have a 20-year-old author and a 30-year-old author, the 30 is probably going to be better. They just have more like life experience and stuff like that. But if the 20-year-old author publishes a book a year, they're definitely going to be better at the age of 30. So yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely recommend anybody out there that they feel good about their writing to go ahead and publish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember when I published a book because I also published a book at 16 and I remember being really
Mhm.
worried that, like my books later on were going to be better and like was I going to be embarrassed that this book was out there? But like even all these years later, I can really honestly say that I'm not embarrassed by that book at all. Like I know that my writing has gotten better since then, but that doesn't mean that like, it's something to be ashamed of. It's like a really, really big thing putting a book out there and, it's going to find people that like it, even if it's not like, a breakout bestseller like mine wasn't, it's still going to find people that really like it and, connect with people. So I think that makes it worth it to still putting it out there.
Yeah.
So
Also, I guess if you're looking towards publishing multiple books, if you get that first one done, then you're going to get a ton of feedback and that helps a lot. So,
yeah, no, for sure. And like you can also catch things that you do in your writing and improve that way when you get feedback on the first book. And you can start connecting with readers who might enjoy your second book even more now that like your writing is starting to get better too. It's never wasted, at least I believe. So, do you have any last pieces of advice for teen authors who want to publish a book?
it's not completely directed toward writing, more of just life, but it definitely does help with writing, is that only complicated if you make it complicated. So writing doesn't have to be this completely foreboding task. It doesn't have to be this giant thing. Really, in the essence of things, writing is just taking a group of words and sending them off to somebody else and hoping they'll enjoy it. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just like it's telling stories that you enjoy, and if you enjoy them also,
Mhm,
like you're gonna find other people that also enjoy them, people like you.
mhm.
So yeah, no, those are all the questions that I have. Thank you so much for coming on the channel and sharing your experience. Do you want to tell everybody where they can find your book or you online?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram and YouTube at Brian Tells Tales, and you can find my book in a lot of the major places out there just by searching The Boy Who Broke the World.
Awesome. Cool. Well,
Thanks for having me here.